My nigga Tubo the GOAT, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around the neck. Say what? A.T.L show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L show coming live, speak about the world. Know that we is still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.
My nigga Tubo the GOAT, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around the neck. Say what? A.T.L show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L show coming live, speak about the world. Know that we is still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.
If you don't know T.S. Madison,
the internet queen and icon.
get ready.
Yes!
She's not just chasing superstardom.
I want to have my own version of the talk, the real, the view.
She demands it.
You better build a whole entire empire out of this.
And with her bestie Tiffany on board,
Tiffany, you look so beautiful this morning. Your tatas are sitting so high.
this journey's gonna be a trip.
I just got a shiver in my back and it ain't a man.
The T.S. Madison Experience premieres Thursday, March 4th on WeTV.
Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. TeAma Copeland is your independent paparazzi agent. Join her live online Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join her on Facebook at TeAma Sweetness Copeland or her fan page, Just-in-Time Accessories. Or you can find her on YouTube at TheAnthonyBrownShow. That once again is Just-in-Time Accessories. Everything is only $5. Nickel and lead-free jewelry. TeAma Copeland, independent paparazzi agent. Just-in-Time Accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. Check her out.
Hey. What's up?
Hey, boo.
Welcome.
Get
Show for you guys.
You got everything in between.
What you say?
The thing says you got everything in between.
Yes.
Yes,
So, welcome to the Anthony Brown Show. This segment is called the A.T.L Show, and we have here myself, Anthony, your host, and my beautiful host, TeAma, and Legacy the Great.
The wonderful today. Today.
How you two doing today?
Great. Making it.
Awesome. We had a wonderful weekend. Actually, we met with Miss Millionaire at her studio and had a ball. So in case you guys missed the interview where we did a live interview over the weekend with Miss Millionaire, Miss Millie, check it out on Markyjop TV. And that's spelled MARKYJOP TV, Markyjop TV. That's owned by Miss Millionaire. So go over there and check out the interview we did with her this weekend. And oh my God, it was hilarious. It was about an hour long. So you'll find that very interesting. Something I want to talk about real quick before we get into today's topic and before we introduce our special guest.
Guess what, Tony?
What's up?
What? A.T.L, ho.
Tony, we got to stop saying what?
I tell you, just pray for him, y'all. First, I want to just pay homage to Leon Spinks. He was a boxer back in the day, a legend who beat Muhammad Ali. He died at age 67. So I want to just give special prayers out to his family. And also Ms. Mary Wilson. She was one of the creators and founders of the Supremes with Diana Ross. She too also passed away at 76 years old. So play homage and rest in peace to two greats. Another thing I just want to point out, I was going to try to save this until the last show of the month where we just chat with friends, but let's bring it up right now. This foolishness right here. This young lady, she was getting her hair done and she ran out of spritz. So to replace it, she went and got the Gorilla Glue spray. And her hair became concrete and could not move or anything. So for a month, so for one whole month, her hair was stiff and she could not move her hair. So she had a nerve to want to say she wants to sue the company, the corporation of Gorilla Glue, because her hair is burning and she can't move her hair. What y'all think about that?
First of all, dumbass, show me on that spray bottle where it tells you to spray it on your head.
It doesn't. And first of all, when you went to the beauty supply store, that wasn't in there. You went to a hardware store.
Jackass.
We got Gorilla Glue for a whole month.
Yes. Her hair was stiff, so she had a perfect hairdo for a month.
Hey, Anthony.
Hey, sis, what it is, baby?
Hey, Miss Millie.
So she literally got up every morning and she was ready.
Miss Millie and Anthony.
And she should have been ready. The Gorilla Glue itself is a super glue.
True.
And you go get the adhesive and you put it on your head. If I was your mama, I'd just own your ass altogether because, bitch, you ain't got no brain cells.
Just for being stupid, huh?
What? That's your daughter? Hell no. I don't know that bitch.
But yeah, she wants to sue she wants to sue the Gorilla Glue. But
let's give her the monkey. Let's give her the monkey of the day.
Donkey of the day, amen. Solomon already got her ass.
Okay,
the monkey of the day.
I am
sure. Let's give her the monkey of the day.
Listen, you giving her monkey, but Solomon gave her donkey of the day, okay?
Exactly, because that is ridiculous. I mean, who would do such a thing? That is crazy. I just had to share that with y'all because I was trying to save it until the end of the month when we do our, chatting with friends on our last show of the month. I just couldn't hold it.
Let me tell you what you did. Tony, you have made me not even want to do the Black history of the day based off of that foolishness. That she's embarrassed the shit out of her.
Listen, called the injury. She literally went. What's up, Tony Porter? That's childhood boo. What's up, friend? But no, the insult the injury. Little mama says she gonna sue. Girl, show me anywhere on that can that it says spray that in your hair.
The key thing is what Tony said. It's not in the hair store.
It's not in the hair store, so she went to a hardware store.
Let me tell you, she's not gonna win, Tony, because nowhere on that can does it tell you can use that in your hair. So, if anything, all she's doing is giving them some good publicity. Girl, if you want it to stay, it's gonna work. You guaranteed it's gonna work.
What they gonna do? What they gonna do is use their ass in the commercial. They're gonna use their ass in the commercial. If you do this, you can lose all your hair. If you do this, your bald head. Now guess what? She can go get all the lace wigs she wants to and just stick them up there. She ain't gotta buy no glue knife, nothing. She can just stick her whole lace front up there on the top of her goddamn head and never have to buy any gel or anything because that monkey glue gonna hold on to it.
Oh wow. Okay, let's get into this segment of the show. We started this segment for the month of February. It's called Our History, Black History with Legacy the Great. So we're going to get into Black history featuring legacy topics. You want to go right into the video, Legacy? Want to go right into the video?
Let's go on and get it.
Okay, hold on. Share screen.
TeAma.
Yeah, sweetie. Tony, you might be right. She might do win.
TeAma. A.T.L, ho.
You know what? I'm gonna stop commenting to you. And when Mom Dukes come on here, I'm gonna unleash on you tonight. I'm gonna let you have all of Melanie. I'm gonna be like, Mom, get them.
Nations exerted imperialistic rule throughout the globe before Europe's first universities were built, and even before Europeans took regular baths. Centuries before famed kings and queens ruled Europe, long before palaces and monuments were built honoring royals, before European nations exerted imperialistic rule throughout the globe, before Europe's first universities were built, and even before Europeans took regular baths, the Moors, black people hailing from wealthy and powerful North and West African civilizations, had a firm stronghold over much of Europe, introducing civilization and culture to a mostly barbaric, uncivilized world. This was when black people ruled the world. The term Moor was first used by Greeks in reference to the peoples of ancient African nations and empires. Derived from the word mavro, meaning black, blackened, or charred, the Greeks originally used this word to refer to anyone of a darker skin complexion. As the term was translated first into Latin, then English, by the Middle Ages, people of African descent were known throughout the Middle East and West simply as the Moors. The year 711 brought about sweeping changes for the continent of Europe. It was during that year that the Moors invaded Spain, bringing with them many aspects of civilization we now consider to be solely European. Under the leadership of Tariq Ziyad al-Jabral, Moors crossed what is now known as the Strait of Gibraltar and defeated the Visigoths, thereby gaining control over much of Spain. Under Moorish rule, the territory came to be known as Al-Andalus. For 40 years, Moorish rule was volatile in the conquered territory. However, in 755, Abd ar-Rahman established himself as king in Cordoba. During his 32-year reign, Rahman purchased the Christian-owned section of the St. Vincent Church and commissioned the construction of the Mezquita Mosque in 785. When the mosque was completed 200 years later, the Mezquita was established as the second most important place of worship in the Muslim faith. As the Middle Ages progressed, the Moors' influence expanded all across Europe. According to historical documents and artifacts, the Moorish kings and queens reigned over kingdoms as far as present-day France and Germany. Along with the spread of their rule, the Moors brought advancements in math, agriculture and irrigation, physics, astronomy, philosophy, and medicine. Based on paintings and artifacts from that era, we know Moors held positions in the military and royal courts and were even known to be members of respected families. In 1479, the Spanish, under the rule of Fernando and Queen Isabella, merged the kingdoms of Castile and Aragon, which prompted the fall of Moor-owned Granada. After over 700 years of Moorish rule across Spain, the Moors had been defeated and ousted by the Spanish. The Moors were a powerful, respected people who ruled and brought civilization to Europe. Yet their stories of conquest and achievement are to this day foreign to most of their descendants. Stories of great kings and queens, momentous battles, and the construction of grand monuments are largely left out of the history taught in schools. The Moors' legacy provides the world with a stronger appreciation for the people of Moorish descent.
Okay. Mr. Legacy.
Let's go off into the second video.
Second video, okay.
I just want our people to get a real understanding of who we are and who we truly are, not who we are told that we were.
the term Moor started to become interchangeable with the term black because it was basically the same thing. But when the slave trade started, they tried to objectify black people, Moorish people. So they would use the term interchangeably and they would just switch on to calling people black. But if you look at a lot of old documents, there's even slave ships called Blackamoor. If you look at slave records, there was even a boxer out of Virginia who was very popular in the early 1800s named Tom Molyneux, and his nickname was the Moor. So that name was definitely used interchangeably with black or Negro at that time.
Moor means black, like Negro, Ethiopian. Moor means black. Moor is not a people. Moor is a color. And they have taken this word Moor and they have associated Moor with Muslim. There were Moors that weren't Muslim. Moor means black. There were Christian Moors. There were Moors that practiced a traditional African faith system. So that Moor means black, simple.
When the Moors went into Europe, they changed the appearance of the population. Do you see? So you have Italians, Spaniards being darker than the Scandinavians. A Scandinavian person told me that they never considered the Italians or Jewish people to be white. Do you see? Because the lighter people are further north.
When I went to Europe, I would always look at pictures and I would always see a Moor, and sometimes I would see like a skull and bones. And many of the Moors would have a skull and bones flag. That's what pirates are known for. There were many Moorish pirates. There was even a Barbary War where they were, the U.S. was fighting Moorish pirates up in North Africa in the Barbary Coast. And there's even a secret organization called the Skull and Bones. And we know that Masonry comes from Moorish science. So there's always a connection there with the Moors.
And it's important that as we begin to develop an understanding of this society, that it's not Freemason as we know, and that the Moors brought in this knowledge into Europe. Africans brought this knowledge into Europe. And in bringing this knowledge into Europe, the Knights Templars and other organizations were born out of this. And peoples of European descent were exposed to alchemy, okay? The periodic table of elements, the laboratory, how to take information, how to take elements and atoms, and to begin to manipulate them to make them into different types of molecules. The basic one is hydrogen, 2 hydrogen is helium, 3 hydrogen is lithium, 6 is carbon, 8 is oxygen. So you have this alchemy that's going to come, and they're going to begin to study, they're going to begin to learn, they're going to create societies that's going to develop an understanding. This is going to be what eventually is going to become Freemasonry, because only a select group of people in Europe is going to be exposed to this information.
But the secret of Masonry, of who we really are, the Moors, is being here on this land, this particular land, because it was called many names. You had Turtle Island, that we called it, or Tula, or El Morocco, the different terms that we had. And the original map of America was written by a guy named Idrisi. The original map was written on Sanskrit.
Antarctica was actually mapped by a Moor. And most people don't know it was mapped by a Moor. And they have old topographical evidence of old maps of Antarctica. That's why the Nazis fled there, because they knew that there were places there under the ice that they could actually inhabit and hide.
Wow. It's amazing how growing up in the United States and living here, we were never taught how great of a people we were. And to dig and do research and see who we are and where we could have come from over the time, it's amazing. It's a beautiful thing to be Black. It's a beautiful thing to be a Moor. I got some information that I would love to share. Let me just say this. The original language for the Moors was Arabic. Arabic is a language from Africa, and it was pretty much one of the first languages that was spoken. The Moors went to battle with a couple of people. And it was crazy because they were coming to these countries and trying to enhance their well-being. They brought medicine. They brought mathematics. They brought all different types of things to enhance the lives of the Europeans. And a lot of different countries like Italy, they brought silk to Italy. That's why you see most suits that are made from Italy, or they call them Italian suits, are made from, the garment of silk. And that was introduced to them by the Moors. The Moors were descendants from Berber and Arabic descent. They primarily lived in North Africa in the 8th century. Moors came from Arabic of Berber descent. They gave coming from Arab, Berber descent, that gave them more of a cultural background, and it made them understand the purpose of wanting to be cleanliness, things like that. Moors are actually the descendants of people who actually brought street lights and things like that to the Europeans, because most Europeans carried disease. They brought them medicine and things of that nature. So science, and the Moors were also at war. They went to war, and they actually was one of the first group of people to have a great large army at that time. The Moors had an army that was the size of 375,000 men. That would be the equivalent of about 2 million individuals right now, if it was in this day and time. So they pretty much had one of the largest armies for and attack people at that time. So they actually were defeated by the Frenchmen, and the Italians all ganged up pretty much because they couldn't defeat them one-on-one, and they actually went to war and lost to the French. So I just want our people to know that we never came from slavery. We was always, and still to this day, we are great kings and queens, and I just want my people to find their way back to whom we were. And I know it's hard at times, but we have to dig down and dig into our roots like everybody else dig into their roots and find out where they came from. So let's look back, let's take the time to search our history and know who we are. I like to give all props to the Moors and every other great race of black that came before them and will continue to come into this day. I have a saying that I would like to say that I learned when I was in Georgia. There used to be a radio show that come on, and the man would say, "Be proud of your black." This is it. Have a good day.
And that's our history, Black history with legacy, the great. And on that note, that reminds me of something I happened to get from the internet earlier today, and so we're on the same page. I want to say they didn't steal slaves. They stole scientists, doctors, architects, astronomers, teachers, entrepreneurs, fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters, and then they made them slaves. Remember that.
All the time.
So on that, I'll just give you one more commercial. Mello in the comment section is a fool.
No, you cannot have her number. You got to put in work for that number, boo.
Flair, my sister married, bro. Get off the stage. My sister married.
I just want to say that I got two very special guests with us tonight. One of which is my friend Shsyla, and of course the other which is Crystal. So I'm going to bring them up individually. They're going to introduce themselves and their businesses, tell you what they do, how you can contact them, how you can reach them. And we're going to go from there. And based on what they say, we're going to feed off of their energy, and then we'll ask whatever questions, then we'll bring them up together. And then we'll talk about today's topic, which is white on black, support black businesses. So let me bring up.
Because they use gorilla glue in their house.
It's a whole fool. Hey, Shsyla.
Hey, how are you?
Thank you for joining us.
Hey,
How are you
Shsyla.
speaking?
I'm sorry, what you say?
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us this evening. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. So tell us about your business and what is that you do and where can they find you?
I'm a black nail tech in Ohio. My Instagram. I don't remember my name. Hold on.
Is that scrolling on the bottom of the screen?
No, you can find me on Instagram by that. That is my full legal name. So if you type that in, you can find everywhere I'm at.
The official honeydew?
Yes, that's it.
So that's our Instagram at the bottom of the screen. There it is, right there. So there it is. There we go. There's her information. If you want to reach her directly, I'll make an appointment. So you're a nail. How long have you been in the business?
Well, professionally, I've been doing it for 7 years, but I started doing nails when I was 9.
When you was 9?
Mhm.
A hustle.
Jesus.
I started early.
Okay. So what made you want to do this particular type of business?
Well, mainly because I don't like people to tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm. No wrong with that. All about your independence.
Self-employment is always the best way to go when you don't work well with people bossing you around. So I figure, why not be my own boss?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I wish I would have had some pictures to show some of your art or your work, because I've been to your Instagram page and I was blown away with some of the work you've been doing. It's like, oh my God, you're really, really good at what you do, and you do it with ease, like second nature.
Oh, well, thank you. I try.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. It's always room to grow.
I was watching you do a fill-in for this one girl, and I mean, basically, it's like you were doing it almost with your eyes closed.
Oh, how I wish.
You made it look so easy. And the thing about I was liking with your work is I noticed like a lot of times I go to other salons and I watch the technicians work, and they just use too much of, I guess it's acrylic, the stuff that they're using. They use too much of it, and it's just like a huge clump or a big bump on the nail, and you walk out with your nail being like an inch, the fake nail being an inch above your real nail. So it's like, oh my God, that's a nail on top of a nail.
Well, that's actually how all nail techs start out. You think you need more than what you got, and it don't be it. And to be quite honest, I learned a lot of my techniques from the Asians by working with them.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is I saw what they was doing, but then also I put in my own, because every nail tech is different. So you have to find your own gist, and you have to figure out what works for you. Everybody's technique is different.
Hey, Donna.
And in your profession, I don't want to touch too much on it. With our topic today is white on black, support black businesses. Do you have an issue with getting a lot of support from the African American community?
Well, yeah, I would say yes and no. Yes, they come when I have specials because, of course, don't nobody want to pay. And then no, because the city where I live at is really like a big popularity contest. Just because everybody don't know your name, don't nobody want to come to you, which is fine because what one person won't do, I'll have 5 more to replace you. So
there you go.
Right.
There you go. There you go. Because there's enough money out there for everybody.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I'm going to put you in the back office. I'm going to bring up our other guests, and then I'll bring you back up together, and we're going to talk on today's topic.
Okay.
Okay. That was Miss Shsyla Irlean. Our other guest is, like I said, she's Miss Crystal. I'm gonna bring her up. Hey. How you doing?
Everybody, I'm good. How you doing? How
y'all? Let me change the name. That's not. There we are. Still learning. This is Crystal Bela. Crystal, tell us about your business.
Okay, yes, my name is Crystal Bela. My actual name is Crystal Felder, but people call me Bella. I worked with a lot of Spanish people when I was working in corporate America, but
I gave you one of their names.
Yeah, they always would call me Bella, which is beautiful in Spanish, so or Italian. So I just kind of
we got another TeAma. We got another.
Yeah.
Here we go with the hating.
Yeah.
Girl, he cannot take a confident woman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We be too much pressure for him.
She's lying. That's not the truth. I was just messing with you because her name's supposed to be Spanish and Italian and Greek, all of that in one.
TeAma means I love you. Yes. Yep.
Go ahead, Crystal. Can you tell us about your business?
Yes. So my business, the name of my business that I'm doing now is called Bella's Bars and Herbs, and basically it's a skincare company. I make soaps, natural scrubs, body washes. I do everything myself at home by hand. I started doing. I've been making soap for about a year now. January actually made it 1 year since I actually officially launched the company. I kind of experimented here and there. I developed adult acne at the age of 35. So 34, 35. I had never had acne in my life. So of course you want to try to get rid of it. Paid a lot of money, went to the dermatologist, nothing was helping. So I just started making my own products myself. And my son, he's a teenager, and he, had the teenage acne going on. My daughter had the eczema, so it was kind of like it started out as a household problem. Me just trying to figure out a solution for the three of us, and started making soaps. Tested it out with other friends. They loved the product, and I just started selling it. I launched the company, like I said, January of 2020. I'm actually a full-time entrepreneur. Retired after 17 years. I worked in state and government offices. So I worked for the courthouse, the DA's office for 17 years. I actually retired. Just been working for myself from there. So I sell soap. I have some soaps here. Whenever you get ready to see them, I brought some. I can explain to you what each does, but most of my soaps help with skincare issues, acne, inflammation on the skin, psoriasis, dry skin, oily skin, whatever.
Ready?
Soap. I have a men's line. I make a lot of soap. I have about 15 different bars that I make.
When you say you make a men's line, because I buy squash and different soaps offline, and squash is pretty good.
Squash is good.
Yes, it's good, but it's like sometimes the market only caters mainly to the women's skincare, so it's hard. I don't know if you ever heard of Luminous, but it's a skin product too that's supposed to be made for men, but yet it's still, I don't really see the difference because I have oily skin. So a lot of times when you do use the product, the only product that I can say that I've actually used that has actually helped when it comes to oily skin and continuing to have, because man, I do rough things, but I do like to take care of my skin and things.
Of course.
It's Andy.
Okay.
So most of the times when it comes to buying men products, the product is there, but it really never does anything for the man's skin.
Right.
I would like to see, what this product really does, because most of the time when it's just that they're making, we're marketing for women, but we have to throw something in for men to make it look like we're not being biased anyway.
Well, you see, Anthony has his. He's
one minute. Mello, her website is literally up at the top of the screen, which is bellasbarsandherbs.com.
Yes. So what you deal with? All these dry skin.
Tony, you got her soap up there looking good. So you trying to tell the world that that's what you use to make your face almost look white?
That's it. Y'all better get it. You better get into it.
Yeah, that's the charcoal turmeric.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a charcoal. That's actually one of my #1 sellers. This is a picture of it, and it's thick too. They're big bars. They last for a very long. They last, and they lather all the way through, all the way down to literally to the last crumb. So this is a charcoal turmeric bar.
Okay, so you were featuring earlier. I caught you live on Facebook earlier. Share with us what you were doing there.
Okay, so we're in the month of February, the month of love, as most people call it, and so Valentine's Day is coming up, and so I decided to design a love box. So I'm taking pre-orders up until, for local customers in Palm Beach, up until Friday, so they can pick up their love boxes on Saturday to have it for Sunday. But I have a men's box and a women's box. So the men's box will that consists of a king bar. This is one of my best-selling men's soap. All right, so that's the king bar. And I also just I make a chocolate coffee bar. All right, so this is limited time only. The chocolate coffee bar, it's only going to be for sale on my website for the month of February only. I'll also have, for the women's box, I have a coffee bar, chocolate coffee bar, and a yoni bar. Yoni is the female sacred symbol, okay, for the vagina. And I'm gonna have crystals in it. The men will have.
You need to sell that out. You need to sell that out. I'm talking about that should be sold out already since January. You should never have none of that. You should never have none of that.
Listen, I sell out often. I'm so tired. I literally have soap sprayed across my living room floor. I sell out very often, very, very often. I have to just keep making products and putting it out there. But yeah, I put crystals in it.
Are you saying that they can get the yoni bar and just do away with the Dutch?
No, do away with the what? Oh, well, we shouldn't be dushing anyway in the first.
Thank you. Okay, big deal.
If you have to dush, you probably need to see a doctor because that's not natural. It's not healthy. It's not.
But since I got you, Legacy, you was trying to figure out what you could buy for the ladies, so I better have a box.
I don't celebrate holidays.
Like I said, I better have a box. I better have a box.
I'm not gonna be able to smell it, so why would I buy you one?
Oh my goodness.
Look, just the idea that you know she's ready. That's all you need to know.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
He's a mess. A full mess. Yeah, we don't know what to do with him.
I see.
Crystal, so what made you start your own business?
Well, actually, I'm 36. I'll be 37 in August. I have been in network marketing doing business since I was 21. Okay. So I have always enjoyed the side hustle, but I feel like I'm a forever student. All right. So I would join different companies. I've been in Avon and Mary Kay and Amway, and I started my own clothing line in 2013. And, I've started selling detox tea with a company called Total Life Changes about 5 years ago. I'm still doing that. I still sell the detox teas because really for myself, but, people love the product. So I stay in it, make a little extra change. But I started Bella's Bars and Herbs last year, like I said, basically just dealing with the issue within my home with acne, teenage acne, eczema, things like that with myself and my kids. And, like I've been in business for 1 year. I retired August of 2019 from corporate America. I dabbled a little bit into real estate, and I was home. I'm home full time. So what do I do next? And I just started making soap. And my soap line turned into a big company.
What is this about?
Oh, God. Oh, that's...
Oh my God.
So slumber parties. Oh, you went way, way, way back. So slumber parties actually I was with a company, a network marketing company called Slumber Parties, which is now Pure Romance. So Pure Romance, Pure Romance bought out Slumber Parties, and I think it was another company called Passion Parties. So now it's all Pure Romance. So I am a consultant still for Pure Romance, and actually I have some yummy I have some yummy, some fun stuff in the love boxes for this month from Pure Romance. So basically, it's now Pure Romance, but sex toys, lingerie, edible, lickable stuff for men.
That's TeAma shit right there. That's TeAma shit.
Why you out over here in my business?
The camera, like, wait, I'm listening. Yeah. Yeah. So
hey, look, that's what T Savage was doing. Remember when we said T Savage? Same thing.
That's so funny.
Now, let me ask you this: what is this? What is this about?
Oh, okay.
Girl, in the archives.
For real. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Run, Delta, run.
Seriously, it's like, when you're you don't always think about everything you've done, in your lifetime. So this is good. So all right, so in 2019, I was nominated to run for Miss Palm Beach 2019. So I won. So I was Miss Palm Beach 2019. Thank you very much. Thank you. It was an amazing year. And that was actually the year that I retired. So it was a great year. It was a really, really great year for me. Great run. I really business really took off. Once I won, a lot of people were trying to figure out, who is this girl? So, I'm like, I just feel like it was everything that I've done, that I had done in life that led up to that, that year, that me winning and all that.
Legacy, there go your comment.
Hitting the pavement. Yeah, so it was a great run. Yeah. So I did win. I was Miss Palm Beach 2019.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Shsyla,
thank you.
To the to us. I'm going to just talk in general about tonight's topic. Let me put y'all's information at the bottom of the screen so everybody could be able to contact y'all directly, for both of you. Okay, so tonight's topic is, why don't blacks as a whole, or the most part, support black businesses? Now, one thing I've learned is, this is just my personal experience. I try to intend to support black businesses as a whole. When I go out and I support black business, and I go to black restaurants, I go to black beauty salons. I get my nails done once a month by a black person. Hair products I buy a black person. But the problem that I've had with black people as a whole, and this is just my opinion, this is an issue I've had, is one, we as a whole, we're not consistent with our pricing. Some have very ghetto mentality as far as customer service. And we're not punctual as far as our time. Like if you tell somebody, I'll make an appointment at 8 o'clock, sometime, let's say it's a hair salon, you show up at 10 minutes to 8, and the beautician's still not there until 8:30. So those are the kind of issues that I've seen from me and from other people I've talked to, issues that I've seen with black people, and it's sad, and because as a whole, we try to support black businesses. And Legacy brought up a comment the other day. He said, it's funny how we as a black business, we make one mistake and now you want to tell the world and badmouth them and don't want to support them ever again. But yet McDonald's can mess up your order every day, and you're going to continue going to McDonald's.
All the time. They damn children are raised off McDonald's.
Yes, children are raised off of that Happy Meal. That's not so happy.
Mm-hmm. It ain't been happening for a few years.
So what's y'all views and standpoint on blacks and black businesses?
Well, I agree with with what you were saying. Like, it's, first of all, it's tough, being a black because that pressure, that spotlight is on you like all the time. So my goal is to number one, not mess up, but I do make mistakes. But I feel like with me putting out the right energy and providing good customer service, that keeps our customers calm, right?
Yes.
I've been in business 1 year. I've had one request for a refund, one, and that was during the holidays when USPS lost everybody's packages. So it was out of my control. But you know what? I gave her the refund, and I still resent her order. So I did retail. I did retail. I worked for Publix. I worked for Old Navy for 12 years part-time. Okay, on maybe a little bit more. So I was like 15, 16 years old. I've been working in retail, as a part-time job. So I learned a lot of customer service skills by getting that experience. But you have a lot of new businesses, Black-owned businesses, where they either never worked a job, a real job, a steady job, a job long enough, or even done a little bit of retail for them to understand how important customer service is, when dealing with customers, irate customers, difficult customers, whatever it is. You have to be ready for that type of stuff. You got to take your feelings out of it. When you're doing business, you got to take your business out of it. You got to take your feelings out of it. I have a comment. Oh, where am I looking? Oh, hey D. I'm like, where's the comment? Oh, yeah, you gotta put your feelings to the side when it comes to doing. And I'm speaking as a business owner, as a Black business owner. Now, I have had some experience, with customers. You have bad customers too, though. There are bad customers. They're rude. I get messages at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. What, not saying hello, not saying anything. What kind of soap do I need for black spots? And I'm like, hi, good morning.
Right.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Obviously I don't respond, but I'm looking at the time. It's like, my goodness, so it's like, I don't know what that person's situation is, but I do try to teach those bad customers or whatever, like how to communicate with me. Hi, good morning. How are you? Hope all is well. I have amazing soap. Here's my website. I can make a few suggestions, things like that. But there are bad customers. I'm telling you, I do get some bad customers. Blacks, I think we should, I think over the past couple of years, we've learned how to, be able to support one another. But it does come down to, like you said, some businesses are not professional. They don't have the right coaching, training. I'm a life coach too. I'm not a business coach, but I know a lot of aspects of business to be able to tell business owners, new business owners, hey, listen, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right.
Mm-hmm. Shsyla, have you had an experience where, let's say, you've done excellent work on a person's nails, but yet they just can't be satisfied?
Well, I got 2 clients like that. Why they keep coming back, I don't know why, but I appreciate them.
They keep coming back because you do great work.
Listen, it ain't about the work no more. Like I don't understand because I cuss them out all the time.
Oh God!
They love the abuse. Like legacy.
Maybe.
I actually, they actually just like my personality. I think that's a part of it too. Like if they like your personality, they don't keep coming back. Or I'll have the people that, like just some people that come in and they get, the chair hoppers. They'll come in about once every 6 months and then call you in a couple of days and be like, hey, my nail popped off. Well, okay, let me make a prime example here. I have the perfect example. I had one girl who came and got her nails done on a Thursday. Saturday morning, her nails were popped off. What she didn't know is she was on a Facebook Live video fighting. And then she tried to blame me for her nails popping off. I said, no, girl, you had that girl by her head. So that's why your nails came off.
Wow.
So that's
what did she say when you said that?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
What did she say when you said that?
She couldn't say anything because she was blocked. I'm very stern. I've learned that people will try to run over you as soon as they see some type of kindness or you show them some type of gratitude in any type of way. it's kind of like they try to take over. Like even now they try to take over. I got people coming in trying to negotiate my prices. Girl, I ain't even charging that.
Listen, that is a big problem that I have with that. For real, for real. They'll go in the white people's store, whatever that price is, you're gonna pay it. As soon as you come into a black establishment, you gonna try. It could be $5. You gonna be like, "Can I get it for the $2.50?"
Right. Y'all go in the Louis store
no.
for that $500 belt. Y'all ain't asking for it for $350. So why ask me?
Facts.
That's one thing I can never understand when blacks come into a black establishment or do business with black people. They always want to negotiate the price like it's a flea market. No, we're not a flea market. We're in business. We're entrepreneurs.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
you gonna give me that discount?
Yeah.
Because we black don't mean what? Run.
It's like my sister. My sister always trying to get free product from me. Girl, I'm in business. I gotta eat.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you saying? Are you saying that? You're saying that in other races who own business, you don't think that that same thing carries on into different nationalities? And the vast majority of those who own businesses, those in those different nationalities, they already are going to reach out and give their brothers or sisters in the community the hookup anyway because they're already getting it at the cheapest price that they can get it.
Well, for me, I can't
Go
answer.
ahead, Tony.
I can't answer what the other race of people who own businesses do because I'm not them. I just know when they come to my establishment, that's how they treat me. And then when I have my Caucasian or Hispanic customers or whatever, and they walk through the door and I tell them a price, they pay it. Period. But 50% of my black customers, they'll try to negotiate a price or talk you down or can I get this for free? Legacy, because you're one of them.
But listen, let me help you out, Legacy, with what you just said. Because I'm finna go like on my mom's business. My mom has a thrift store had a thrift store in West Palm. Coming to the pandemic, she closed it down, which was called Melanie's Real Thrift. It was more white people, Spanish people donating stuff to her, buying stuff from her, and was not trying to negotiate her prices. But on a day-to-day basis, and when I tell you, her junk was cheap, like real cheap. And they would literally like try to bargain her down. No, it'd be our own people that look at their own people and be like, let me see what deal I could get. Or they'll be like, sis, bro, can I? Because you say, sis, bro, these lights and all this stuff still got to be paid.
Exactly.
And like, we're not, the topic we're doing, we're talking about black businesses. So what they do in the white people businesses, that's something totally different. But when we're trying to build something and it's our own that is not helping us to see to the top because you want something for nothing, that's hurting the community itself altogether. And you won't buy it from that lady because she said, if you can't get it there, go get it somewhere else. Now you'll go over to the white man, buy that same thing for double the price and won't even say nothing. You're not even finna try to negotiate with his prices.
Well, I know that is fact. Most people do that, but what I'm trying to get an understanding of is why is it that we don't support? Because I've been here in West Palm since 2007. And
Camille, you're 100%, bro.
There are a lot of restaurants that I've seen that were black owned open up downtown Tamarind. Over here in Riviera Beach, it was one that was right over here off of Broadway, and they sold good food. But the lady that sell her food lunch, you can get a whole dinner for lunch for $6, and that came with a drink. I'm talking about she had good food. But for some reason, it could never grow. It could never flourish to be a full-fledged business to where people would go in there. I mean, it looked like she was spending more money and time on her food than she was making the money in the business. And I just, for the life of me, don't understand. But what I do understand, I remember watching a documentary. And in this documentary, it said that white Jews, Arabs who come into the United States, they're taught to speak like this. They're taught to say things in a sense of we do this, but we don't want black support because they've been trained that the more you say you don't want black support or black folks can't afford this or afford that, the more we go to prove to you that we can afford it. Even if it puts us in a disarray financially, they still go out and buy those high price, high dollar things, all because those people say that you can't. But like you say, when blacks open up stores or businesses and we put a price, actually you can put the same price that the Arab store or the white folks store is. And you can live in that same neighborhood and it's no different, but because they do not get that discounted price, they'll walk away from your store and drive 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from your store where they was at to go spend the same amount of money with someone else.
Yes, I did see that documentary.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of it? That's the name of it? The documentary. Oh, how to market to the Negro. Oh, it's a documentary? I didn't know that.
Yes. Because we chase anything. We chase anything as a consumer. We chase anything that is told us that we can't have.
We can't have it.
The more when Tommy Hilfiger came out and said that he didn't make his clothes for African Americans, we went out and spent millions and trillions on that as soon as it was said. And I mean, it's amazing how it was last year, early last year or late 2019 when they did the thing about blackface. And Gucci did it about when they came out with the design for the blackface clothing line. It was crazy how they tried to boycott Gucci, and some of the people with the most money that lives in the black community could not go a month without going into that store to sell to purchase their merchandise.
Right.
So, and then we also have great black designers. You can see them. They put their stuff out on Facebook all the time out of Atlanta, out of Chicago and stuff with new designer shoes and things of that nature.
Yes.
But we as a black race cannot get out of the niche of I gotta have Jordan, I gotta have LeBron, and none of that benefits you in the long run other than to say I had these. But if Tony or you came up with a shoe with the same quality and sold your shoe at the same quality and called it TeAma's or Tony's, Negroes are not going to support that move. I'm talking about the same quality, great design, and you say your shoe is going to be sold for $80. Niggas be like, how do you think he's going to sell his shoe at $80? Because we have the crab in the bucket mentality that if I support this Negro and this Negro get up on top, he's going to be more than me. We don't care nothing about white folks having more money than us. We don't care nothing about Asian or Arabs or Hindu having more money than all of us combined. Just as long as this Negro right here who came out the crisis with me do not have more than I do.
That's it, period.
And that's sad.
That is real sad. Hold on, let me give you a commercial.
I was involved briefly with a married man who believed he had the courage to leave his wife to be with me and to live his truth. This isn't the typical story of a married man promising to leave his wife for a secret lover. Rather, this is a story in part about a gay man who knew he was gay before he got married, but chose to marry a woman because he didn't know how to break free. Rocky and I met on a gay social media site 3 months after I returned to the East Coast to live, and just 11 months after he was married. At the time we met, he was living and working in Dubai as a contractor for the government on a military base, while his wife was stationed in Tallahassee, Florida, where they had a home. In one of the first messages he sent me, Rocky shared that he was married, but that he had regrets. He explained that he had come out to his mother and siblings when he was 18 years old. He sat there.
To listen to more of One Thing for Certain, Two Things for Sure, a memoir continued, visit audible.com.
That's my friend Craig out of Atlanta, Georgia. He's an author. He just finished his 4th book, and he's motivated me to get off my behind and finish my 1st book. So I'm working on that. But if you're new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe button. Subscribe, like, and comment. I greatly appreciate it so much. And The Anthony Brown Show, you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Back to discussion. For those of you who's new to watching and just tuning in, the topic is why don't blacks support black businesses? I have none other than the incomparable, the lovely, the beautiful Miss Shsyla.
Oh, stop.
Crystal Bella. My two lovely guests tonight. And also while you're at it, since Valentine's Day is around the corner, everybody's doing their little plugs. Make sure you guys take an opportunity to check out exoticoilmasters.com, where we have designer fragrances in the forms of oils, lotions, shower gels, bubble bath, candles, incense. So check out exoticoilmasters.com. We also have a gift basket that we're selling as well. So check that out. Also, I have a picture of the gift basket. I sure do. So check out exoticoilmasters.com. Back to the discussion. So, let's see.
Yeah, that was a lot. That book is juicy. Honey, you better get into it. That's what I've been like. Put me in a holding cell till I finish the book because these kids won't let me finish.
Melvin, are you gonna get the book? So
he said that was a lot.
Okay. So ladies, let me ask you this. What advice would you give to other people, preferably African Americans, that has a desire to say, okay, look, I'm on a dead-end job. I hate doing what I'm doing. I've been doing this for 5, 10, 12, 20 years. There has to be a way out. There has to be something else. Because even TeAma, the jewelry commercial I played earlier, that's TeAma right there. TeAma, she sells jewelry. And in 6 months, she made $18,000, $19,000 just in 6 months. And she stepped out on faith and said, look, I'm sitting at home. I'm with child. I'm pregnant. My coins have stopped because I can't go to work. So I need to make some coins. And preferably the ones that fold and not so much the ones that jingle.
Exactly.
We can't check those.
That's
we'll
right.
take the ones that jingle, but we prefer the ones that fold.
Exactly. That part.
So she got up her butt and she stepped out on faith and she said, okay, let's do this. Boom. In 6 months, she's made $18,000. $16,000 just in 6 months. So there's your answer, Legacy, by him buying the book. He's just a hater. Want to support black men, black people. So my question is, what advice would you give to other people that says, there has to be something else? I'm tired of what I'm doing. There has to be something else.
Well, I always tell people that tell me that, because I get asked that, or people mention that to me a lot, with knowing that I retired at 35 years old, and I'm like, okay, you're in a good place because you obviously know that there's more out there for you. I'm like, you're in a good place. They feel bad, they feel down and frustrated, but I'm like, this is actually your place. Like, you are in a great place because now we can get the wheels spinning. What's your purpose? What do you like to do? Are you good at selling? Are you good at talking? Are you good at braiding? Are you good at hair? Are you good at, what is it that you're good at? You're good at drawing. I'm like, you can almost capitalize. The world is huge, right? Like, you can almost capitalize off of anything. Anything. So I tell people, I encourage them, the place that they're at now, and just try to help them get, unstuck and say, hey, find your purpose. Find your purpose. Figure out what it is that you like to do, or solve a problem. I always tell people, the more problems you solve, the more money you make.
That's what I'm gonna say. If you're able to solve someone's problem, put a price tag to it. Shayla have people every day that come in there with a problem.
Hello.
Shsyla got people coming there every day, and the problem is they got ugly nails. They have ugly hands, unattractive fingers.
Yep.
So she said, sit down, and for a coin, I'm going to solve your problem.
That's it.
There it is.
So she don't know how to solve it without a coin?
Okay. So exactly. Yeah. So
I asked him, I said, what problem can you solve? What problem can you solve? Oh, I'm not a salesperson. It don't matter. I'm like, if you share a post on Facebook, you're a salesperson.
From there, I tell people, do you have a job? Yeah. I said, well, you're a salesperson because you sold yourself to the company to hire you.
Exactly.
But when you apply, somebody else applied too. There's something special about you that you made them see. So you sold yourself. So don't ever say that you're not a salesperson.
We're all salespeople. We're all salespeople.
And that's what
it's bigger than that, Tony. It's way bigger than that. Us as African American, the first thing your parents tell you, graduate school, get a good, go to school, go off to college so you could get a good job. They always installing us, get a good job. We never installing our kids. You know what? Get your high school diploma, literally get you a business degree, open up your own business. We never teach our kids franchise, go business. We always teach them job, not empire. We teach them job. So when a lot of people, they feel that they have a dream, but it was never built in them to go after that dream. It was built in them to go after that job.
Exactly.
Correct. Well, the whole school system in America is built around working for the 1%. It's not about being corporate. It's all about being able to listen to. That's why they have bells in school and things like that, because when you work on someone's job, especially in factory and warehouse and things like that, they have a bell for work to start. They have a bell for lunch to start. They got a bell for class. It's all about teaching you to be able to maneuver and get into the workforce of working for someone else. There's nothing about the school system other than, like you say, if you go to business or you go to college, you learn how to do business and accounting yourself. So that's a great thing to teach your kids to go in there to learn how to do that. But my question is this: how do you market to Black people to be able to draw them in more to your business? And I'm gonna just say this: it's crazy because I look at when we have riots and things. Even in the midst of riots and things of that nature, yes, we come together, but to come together and support is only for 30 days. And after that wears off, that feeling wears off, that feel good moment, we united for a moment, everybody goes back to doing what they normally do, which is to support every other race and every other nationality. If you look at the Black race, when it comes down to support, we don't go and burn down Palm Beach Gardens Mall. If a riot started here in West Palm Beach, we're going to burn down any and everything in our community that has a staple. That has a staple of, like, if either one of those ladies were here and they had a building. Negroes are not gonna pass that building and say, "Oh, Taylor owns this building, or Miss Whatchamacallit owns this building. We're not gonna burn that down." We're gonna burn all that shit down and say, "Oh, they got insurance," not knowing if you got insurance or not, and we'll burn yourself down. But can't go across the bridge to Single Island to burn up the bank that's over there, because guess what? We're taught to self-implode. We're taught to destroy each other. So the question is, how do we market ourselves to our own community to get them to stay strong and support? I ain't talking about a feel-good moment for a minute, because even your friends, you can market something that your friends and family use daily. And they will, because you're selling a bottle of water for $1 right here, and because you won't let them get it for 50 cents, but Walmart is an hour away, we'll drive to Walmart and buy a bottle of water for 50 cents, cheaper than yours, instead of saying, I'm going to employ. I'm going to keep my money flowing through this cycle. It's just horrendous how you know, I mean, and I'm just talking about customers. I'm just talking about owners as well. You know, we have to learn a professionalism and learn that we don't curse out our customers because that's who feed us. We don't, we have to have some policy to where we don't tell everybody. I mean, I done been in stores where black owned, they tell you it's a no return policy. I left out this store 5 minutes ago and I come back in and you're telling me I'm dissatisfied with the product once I got out to my car and saw it again and I walk out. But I mean, you just took my money and I come in, I want to change the color or something like that. And it's no, that's not, you know what I'm saying? One of the greatest places for me that I love to spend my money with is Chick-fil-A. I've never been to Chick-fil-A in any other, in the state of Florida, in the state of Carolina, Tennessee, or in Georgia. And I've been to Chick-fil-A, and those people make you want to spend every damn dime you got in your pocket in their store because they have a very pleasant, humble, sweet, inviting environment. I mean, let's look around. I want y'all to do a comparison. Go to Chick-fil-A and watch the smiles throughout. And then take your ass to McDonald's over on Broadway, where the Negroes work, and watch how the customer service is so different. They talk like they talking to their homegirls or homeboys. Yeah, what you want? Oh, I want a double cheese. Ain't no damn cheese. Ain't no cheese. We out of cheese. I said, okay, I want something hot and fresh. I get to one of the motherfuckers. You know, I just told you fresh in the back. So that means it takes a few minutes for my shit to come out right.
Right.
And here it is. I just drove around the bend. There's no way if I told you fresh that when I get to the front after I done paid, that my shit is ready. And then when I tell you it ain't ready, it ain't hot, I gotta give it back to you. Now I gotta go park my goddamn car because I gotta come back in because you mad that I done gave you this stuff back because it went right. Now I gotta make sure you don't spit on my shit before I leave the restaurant. It's sad. It's sad. You Negroes won't act right.
Well, you know what? It is really sad because the Chick-fil-A up here, they have changed drastically. I don't know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like the pandemic, they started hiring more people. And unfortunately, the people that they done hired is the black folks. And they the ones that, you know, they come to your car and they got an attitude. And I said, well, is you okay? Did it hurt you to bring me the food that I bought?
Okay.
I just don't, you know.
Our
Chick-fil-A up here is on the same level as McDonald's right now. So they both put on ice. Now, as much as I love Chick-fil-A, I drive all the way 45 minutes to go to the next Chick-fil-A before I go to the one right around the corner from my house.
And who are they read by? When you look for the attitude and the disgruntled MF that got a job that ain't happy because they can go clock into a job every day. When you get that attitude, it ain't from Becky, it's from Ren Ren. When you get that attitude, it ain't from Timothy, it's from Thomas. I'm sorry, we just don't know how to be humble and satisfied with anything that, nigga, if you don't want to work, take your ass home.
Right.
I don't say that's why he's glad he's a chef. So we might need to have Donald on the show and bring us a plate. Because, you know, we like to eat like
with it, those are people at other people's jobs. They not happy. So they can't give you great customer service when they not. But don't be mad. I love the way you and Tony, when we said black businesses, y'all didn't mention what we went through on Saturday with black folks not even showing up.
Uh-oh.
Look what Kamal just said in the comments. That a black business owner friend of his told him that he had to hire a white associate just to get black customers to act respectful.
I can believe it.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I can believe it, but I ain't gonna agree with it.
I don't know if you like us in West Palm. You can sit there. They will tell you to give you a deposit on doing your hair. And child, you gotta run after these helpers just to get your hair done. You got half of my money, but yet you told me we doing my hair at 8 o'clock in the morning. Girl, I can't get in touch with you to 12.
Yeah, that's bad. That actually happened to me. I'm in West Palm, and one year I drove to Miami to get my hair done. There's this popular girl, whatever. She supposedly did good hair. She scheduled myself and a friend of mine. We both drove down to Miami. We had to pay like a deposit to get our hair done, and it was several hours before she showed up. And then her assistant never put us on her calendar, so she didn't know that she had to be there at like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning because her assistant. And she didn't really care. She came for the person that was there for the appointment after us, and she did their hair. I left. I was like, never again. And I came back home.
And no girl, and like she wasn't gonna give me my deposit. Yep. You'll prefer to give me my deposit than to let me walk away from you, because you best to believe I'm gonna come back and you gonna give me my money with interest. So you better figure out, do you want to hand me my coin? No, listen here. You don't ask me for my money. You already charging me $275 because my dreads are small. I give you half of your deposit, and then you just.
Attitude.
So, you're not gonna do my hair? Oh, Boo Boo Kitty, listen, you better run me my check.
Now, see, that happens a lot, but most of the time that's coming from kitchen beauticians. Here's my thing.
No, let me tell you, they're not the ones we telling you about in West Palm. These are some certified helpers, but they want you to beg them to pay. You want me to pay you and beg you to do my hair? How does that work?
So Shsyla and Crystal. So what's the solution? What do we do to make it better, or to change, or?
Hey, Crystal can't help you because they happen to her too.
The people down in the comment section. What's the solution?
What's the solution to?
Because we want to support the black business. We want to be there for the black people. We want to help our own. We want to grow ourselves. We want to build our own empires.
Black people show up. Show up and perform.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I got a solution. Well, I've noticed that when you have a building, if you have a building, black people don't like to come to black people building. So I think one of the key things you have to do is, in order to make us feel like we're doing something special, we have to locate our businesses in white suburban areas to where they feel like they are coming to something extravagant. Oh, I'm going over here to Wellington to spend my coins over here with.
The rent too expensive.
Only got a close. But we're talking about somebody who has money to actually be there. Okay. That's what we're talking about. You got a business. I'm talking about. But another thing is, if you want your money to fly in the black community, get you a white face and make that business. Even though you behind the scenes, you have to get a white storefront person that can be seen in this store all the time. Because every store that I've seen here in West Palm Beach, I've lived inside of Riviera Beach, and there are more hair stores, liquor stores, convenience stores inside of Riviera Beach, which is only 31 blocks. And there's not one black-owned business that inside of those 31 blocks, from hair stores, liquor stores, convenience stores. And they're all ran by Arab descent. And I noticed how our money fluctuates through those stores, because for some reason it feels like to us we are mingling with our people. And we don't realize that money does not circulate in the black community longer than 3 days that they are getting from us. That money circulates 3 days, and then it goes overseas to build castles and large buildings and things for their families overseas. And it's okay. So I tell anybody, if you want to start your business, go find you a partner. And that's a white guy or Arab guy that doesn't mind being the front person, and they will come. But if it's your face on the product and your face on the business, they will not support it because they are afraid that they are gonna make you richer than they are.
That's crazy.
I disagree with that because first of all, my company will be $1 million company. And I'm not putting no white face in front of the company. I am actually starting to every Friday starting next week, I will be educating myself on how to conduct business, on how to write a business plan, on how to work my back office, on accounting. It's all about education. There's people there. It's a lot of Black businesses out here that we just don't know. A lot of people just don't know where to start, and they don't know where to, how to continue. We have to learn marketing. We have to learn how to brand ourselves. We have to do things right. We have to have all our paperwork and our documents in order. This is what other cultures and nationalities do. Before they come over here, before they get started, they get the education first, and they know how to run a business. They know, and then they know how to find access to capital. We think that just, doing side hustles and street hustles and whatever, we put, $20 here, $50 here in our pockets is what's going to make us rich and wealthy. No, it's the education behind it. Okay. Learning about, money. I always tell people money like speed. You got to move fast. You
Well,
you have to not only make money, but there's so many resources out here where we can actually get money to, get that storefront, and to run that business. My business will be $1 million company with my face.
Speak it into existence.
Oh, I'm almost there.
I'm truly for you, and I don't have a problem supporting that business. But you're one out of 1 billion that it happens to. Because let me explain something to you. I've had over $60,000, $70,000 in a Regions bank account, and I went out and found a building in Riviera Beach that has it used to be a women's battered shelter, and it has 21 rooms and it has 8 bathrooms in this building, kitchenette, everything. I went and I had like I said, I have white friends that are very intelligent as myself, and we went and put together a 5-year business plan, and I went and presented that with almost $70,000 in an account in Regions Bank. Presented this I asked for $100,000 loan, with me having almost $70,000 in the account. Mm-hmm. I think I told Tony and TeAma. And once that business account was in, the business proposal was in less than 3 weeks, I received a cashier's check for $70,000, which was my money, and a letter from the bank telling me that they did not want to do business with me anymore. See, I understand that you're saying that there are different avenues to get money, but what you first have to understand is that there is a such thing as blackballing Black folks from being able to have, it's called, let me get the word right, economic growth. And there are people and banks and institutions that are out there that will not give you that because it causes generational wealth for that, and they're taught to never allow us to get generational wealth. So yes, you can reach out and try to do this and do that, but there are still entities in power that hinder that growth also. So yes, you can do all of that you said, but let's not leave out false hope also that you do have hills and valleys to climb when you're talking about reaching out and getting money from these people who got the money.
And this is where I say with the little bit of education that I have in real estate, this is why I say study real estate, invest in real estate, not necessarily becoming an agent, but learning how to maybe own property or buy land to where you can build on your own property and put what you want there.
One thing, speaking of land and real estate, one thing Oprah said a long time ago, she said real estate is the way to go. Because first of all, the country ain't building no more land. Whatever's there is there, period. So, and then another thing too, I learned years and years ago, I used to be a manager at McDonald's. And one thing I learned taking the McDonald's management courses is McDonald's actually make their money from land. They buy land and they lease it. They don't sell it. They lease it to other companies. So other companies build their business on McDonald's property, and they're paying probably, let's say, $20,000 a month just to lease the land. So McDonald's these checks, because think about it, they can't open with no 59-cent burger. But if Taco Bell, let's just use them for example, if Taco Bell is paying $20,000 a month for this land, and they got God of how many millions of companies are sitting on their land, yeah, they're making their money in real estate. The 59-cent burger is at the front. And I never thought about it. They said buy some land, don't sell it, lease it. I said, wow, I never thought of that.
You can instead of relying on the bank, you just buy cash. I wouldn't stop there just because if one bank says no, don't stop there. There's still other avenues.
No. There's definitely other avenues. There are definitely other avenues. But sometimes, sometimes people get so frustrated with constantly being shut down. I went to 8 banks, and the answer was no here in West Palm Beach. But what I should have done was what I was saying. I should have opened the business, had him, my friend, go with the same money, with the same business plan, back to that same bank and ran it through him, and that building would have been afforded to me through the bank. And I'm sorry, it's red line. It's things of that nature that we have in society that makes it this way. And where I'm telling you is, yes, you can do all of these things, but you have to have equity, or you have to have some type of capital that those folks who you're trying to get that money from feels as if they're going to be able to get their money out. I've only
while you're reading that, let me say something to Shsyla real quick. Shsyla, other than doing nails, is there any other avenues of income that you have?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because what we have to do as business owners, you have to kind of like corner the market and take over. Because I know, like a friend of mine, she does hair. She has a salon. So in addition to doing hair, she sells the products. She sells hair. She sells in her salon. She sells like my fragrances, my product. She sells my product in her salon. She sells, she sells shirts with her salon name on it. So she's a cash cow. She just sells stuff all day long. Not just
that's called 7 streams of income.
You have to have 7 streams of income. The average millionaire has about 7 streams of income. And you gotta have it.
Got to
get every coin you can.
Yeah.
But the average millionaire also had someone to help them and guide them along the way to make it there. You didn't wake up and have 7 streams of income and know what to do with that. So there was somebody there molding them and guiding them, and also financially supporting them to get to that point.
True.
But let me tell you, listen, one thing y'all failing to realize, y'all talking about these banks, y'all talking about this, that, and the 4. How many rappers we know that made $1 million out the trunk of their car before they even got signed to anything? Us as black folks,
only a few that sold the trunk of their car.
Let me tell you, I named more than 3 different people that was not a rapper or something. They made over $1 million in their car.
That's not a lie. That's not a lie.
Like I'm saying, if you have that grind, us as black people, we always feel you need somebody to put you on. Put your cell phone, then the world have no choice but to take you serious.
I respect that, but that's not a lot compared to how many people that are rappers in the industry. That's not a lot.
Let me tell you, but do you notice the ones that made the $1 million in their trunk and they got it on their own, they didn't get fucked over by the industry. Let's be crystal clear.
Yeah,
the ones that knew who they were and what they were gonna get out of this world, they never let someone tell them who they are. If you go out here and you like, okay, I got this business plan, I go to this bank, oh, they're gonna block me. Because they block you, that stops you. You fell right into the trap on your own with no hope. And that's the black community pretty much in the hole.
Well, I'm going to just say this. I'm sorry. Yes, there are some people. There are a few rappers or whatever you want to use to say. But when you do the comparison to the amount that couldn't get it done that way because they didn't have money anyway, you're either putting your line through that way of right there. The vast majority of individuals that you are hearing that are rappers, they have been somewhat formed the king drug pen, and they took that money and made it enough and they invested it into themselves. They didn't just take their rap and then went in and became a mogul. And no, they didn't do it. They had another stream of income that could have sent them to prison. That they took that money and changed it. Name the ones that you don't know that's a rapper that's in the industry that has not been one.
There's a lot. They rap about it, but it's a lot of them that.
Let me tell you, half of them that claim they son, they'll be the first one to fold.
They don't.
And they're not rappers. Then guess what? The ones that rap about it, like you said,
if you rap about it, you never been arrested a day in your life, honey. That's like you believe in Plies and this whole thugger, and that nigga was in private school. Boy, Bob, mix me with that foolishness.
Plies talk so proper. I've spoken to him.
Exactly. He was in private school. That's why I'm like, it's a lot of people, they believe in themselves.
Yeah, I had a whole conversation with him. You wouldn't even think that he was that he is Plies.
Okay, I just want to say before Shsyla leaves, because Shsyla said she has to leave. She sent me a message. She has to leave. So I just want to thank Shsyla.
Yeah, I got to get these braids out.
Hey,
Shsyla for being with us tonight, for coming on. And thank you for
good luck, Mama.
Short notice. I hit her up at the last minute, and she said, "Yeah, I'll be on your show." So I really appreciate you, Shsyla, from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you. So thank you, Shsyla. So enjoy your evening, and thank you for coming on. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having
me,
Shsyla. Everyone.
Hi, Shsyla.
Good night.
Good night.
And I mean, we've had two comments that basically stands on what you have to have some type of support system that either gonna support you financially with your dream if you don't have the income to do it, and you have to have someone to be able to guide you along this path who has done it before, because there are a lot of major bumps and things in this road that you haven't seen, and some people can protect you and guide you through that. You don't always do it by yourself. Nobody has done it by themselves.
Every business I have ever got in or done, I have never had a monitor. I have never had a sponsor, and no one put up their money for TeAma but TeAma. My mother is in the stand, and my mother will tell you, she stands harder than any man you could put in front of her. The education that I have in this brand and the degrees to bike it is freaking amazing. So me, I give no tolerance to failure. The only option you have for failure is you.
That's not true.
I would never need a life coach to tell me how I need to guide when I'm a female and my credit is up at a 789. 789 is my credit.
You're basing this off of you.
No, I'm just saying people in general, black people, the first thing we gotta do, stop the excuses. Stop the white man is blocking you. You're blocking you first.
You can't have that. Listen, I hear you say that. I hear you say
I'm
that.
I'm have a son, and I bet you he won't have none of them views.
Because you're successful, everybody, kudos. But what
no,
we're saying is the
credit score. You gotta come to the table with a full package. You cannot come half-assed.
But what we're talking about is the average person who does not have a degree, who has a little bit of change, that's trying to enhance their income by opening up a business, may not know what you know. And so therefore they may need some guidance. They might not have
if you don't go to educate yourself first, I want you to know it'll be a black person that'll fuck you over before a white person would. Oh, let me take you under my wing to show you how it's done. We see it every day. So if you don't educate yourself first, you educate yourself first. That's why I say, Crystal, I'm with you. Educate yourself first.
Every day.
You can't wake up and be like, oh, I want to do this, and you go ask somebody and they see you dumber than a bag of rocks. They gonna lead you down the path of some foolishness for real, for real.
Everybody is not out to get everybody, TeAma.
I bet you won't be dumb enough to walk in there with blindfolds on.
Nobody does. I hope nobody does.
Let me tell you, I tell you,
day.
in 2021, if y'all haven't noticed, we're in the worst part of America since I've been born. The most scammers have been out right now, and it's your own people. They're scamming to the utmost.
Who do they learn it from, TeAma?
I don't care where they learn it from, but it's going on.
Okay.
So you saying not everybody is out to scam you. Right now, it is so many people that got scammed frontwards and backwards just in the pandemic.
I'm not here to talk about scamming. What I'm here
That's
to
why
talk
I say
about
you have to educate yourself on half of the stuff that you think you want to do.
Everybody is not. Everybody. I'm sorry. Everybody who has money to open up a business, they may not start off with an education, but they need. If they don't have it, they can employ someone who can help them, who really has their best interest at heart. It happens that way also.
Legacy, what world you live in? Most people that really don't know, those be the ones that get messed over the worst.
So there, you run a business. Has you ran a business? Has anyone gave you any advice?
When we stand TeAma, let's say Joe Schmo down the street, for some reason he comes in contact with $5,000 and says, okay, I want to start my business. But he don't know the first thing what to do. So what is he gonna do? He gonna ask somebody. That becomes his mentor, the person that's telling him what to do.
But Tony, what is the odds if this person really don't know that the average person?
Most people don't know about business.
Listen, that's why they make you do a blueprint. Listen, that's why they make you do a blueprint on your stuff. Because guess what? You'll sit there and send your book off to somebody like Tony writing a book. You'll know somebody, you go through this publishing company, you have not put the blueprint on your junk. Before you even look up the one to put your name on it, legacy will be taken from up under you. We live in a world that everybody wants something for nothing. So for you to say that when you live in this now, you're older than me, I'm 38. For you to act like what I'm saying is ass none, it's like crazy.
No, but you're saying that every single person in the world is trying to get.
I'm not saying every single person, but if you do not do the work yourself and you just go into somebody, it's like you're literally getting led blind.
I'm saying, like, for example, you're not going to anybody, you're going to somebody you know. If I say, okay, I got $5,000 to start a business, I might go to Nikisha, my niece. I know my niece. I know she's not out to get me. So I'm not going to a stranger. I'm going to somebody I know. Now she's my mentor.
Miss Crystal.
Tony, how many white people you know that you could go to and trust? Remember he said we need to have a white face to...
That's my view. That's my view.
Crazy.
Let me ask you a question, Miss Crystal. How many times have you reached out to someone and asked for advice on what it was you're doing to get your business off the ground?
How many times?
Yes. Have you ever reached out to someone for guidance in the process of you starting up your business?
I have.
So yes. when you're taking information from them all across the board, and then you take the facts of what you've learned from every individual and you put it together with what you know, and then your business starts to flourish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's always somebody that knows more than you. And everybody, have you ran across anybody that you feel that you took your personal question to, that they were out to take from you or steal from you?
Well, I associate my associations are a little different, so I haven't had those type of issues.
Exactly.
I have to worry. I mean, it's people that I associate with. Like, these are people with legit businesses, legit companies. You know, these are, you know, that I'm very.
So you're not just going to a random person. You're going to people you know.
No, these are people that I know are, got shit popping.
No, but the original thing, remember he said you got to put a white person in front. She told you straight up, I'm not finna. No,
but Tony, I did tell him that white person is somebody he knows. Just because we black don't mean we don't know.
Exactly.
I know white people.
I don't listen.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. That's up now.
But everybody who has money who first ventures off do not have the education to do what it is they're trying to do, so they're going off of trial and error. And all they need is plenty of people who've been unsuccessful in businesses. Hell, one of the main people that I know who is one of the most famous people to walk the earth right now is Donald Trump, and he's had more money than any of us together, and he's had plenty of businesses, and he knows business. So what I'm just saying is, for the way that I would approach it if I had to be in the black community, because I know that white people cater, black folks cater to what white and Arab and Asian people spend. They go in their stores daily 30, 40, 50 times a day, spending money with them. So if I wanted to start a business and I wanted my business to jump off, that's how I will attack it. I didn't say that you had to. You asked for a solution. I gave my overview of what my solution would be. I didn't say nobody have to do that.
And I would put the cutest person on my team as your daughter. Your daughter be the face of my company. The cutest, smallest thing, that'll be the face of my company. You the one that's over our Black history. There's no way I put a white man in front of anything.
I'm saying, so you're saying you would trust a random white person to be the face?
No, I've never said that. It's somebody that I deal with that's in my circle.
Oh, that they believe that.
So Mello, that's gonna be you. You're the only white person I've seen in his circle. So that's Mello. Go ahead, come for me, let it light bright.
No, I agree with Nikisha and with what Positive Vibes was saying. Like, you just have to educate yourself. It's obviously it's never too late.
Let me tell you what I learned. Me and Tony be on the phone. Ask Tony what I say. I say, Tony, to any question that you can ask, because he'll want to know something and then he can't, like, people ain't trying to give it to him right then. I say, Tony, to any question you can ask, Google got the answer. Because if you ask this question, do you know how many other people ask that question? And ask them every time we find an answer. Just go to Google. I wish, like back in the days, Master P and them, they had this shit we got here, all this internet stuff. They would have still been different type of people out in the industry.
Maybe.
Everything is at your hand. You got jits that are millionaires just from Nike shoes they reviewing on YouTube. It's really hard to fail if you really try. 2020, it showed you. She was during the pandemic. She started her job right when it started.
Let me do a shameless plug. Hey guys, I have shirts.
Build an empire.
Grind until you shine. The Anthony Brown Show. T-shirts, tank tops, jerseys, hoodies. Make sure you check it out. The link is usually in the description underneath all the videos that we put out. So in the description, you'll see a link that says Teespring. Go click on that, and you get the shirt. And this is one of the shirts I'm wearing right here. Grind until you shine. The Anthony Brown Show. So, because you have to grind.
But let us see. 2020 started her business. 2020 started my business. 2020 started the A.T.L. 2020, it came with its downs, but it had a whole bunch of ups.
My best months in business was during quarantine.
Okay.
I was like, what? Okay.
And if y'all didn't know no better, all y'all asses should have had some shares in Amazon.
You know, you're right.
They made all the money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're at my doorstep every day.
Okay.
They're at my doorstep every day. I gotta get these braids out. But yes, positive vibes. We have to stop thinking small, large. That's my man, y'all.
Hey, my man. That's my man. But no, seriously, like they'll tell you, I hold men to a whole nother different. Like I be like, you can take over the world. Like it's yours. They're afraid for you to know it's yours. Definitely are terrified for you to tap into who you are. Because when you do, it's no limits to the cap of how black people. We don't even have a box.
Hold on, let me.
We don't think outside the box. It just was never a box.
Let me let Miss Crystal go. Miss Crystal has to go get her braids taken out.
Yes.
Get a beauty salon in the
I'll be
morning.
up all night.
Crystal, you tell him to come with them nails to help you take that out.
You know he probably will if I told him, but I ain't gonna bother.
Both of them can. This one here is a full dad, so he know how to take out some braids too. Put him to work.
Look.
He's so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you too, and I thank you, Crystal, for coming on at the last minute. And there's another person I asked at the last minute. That was all about making connections with people. Crystal, you have my number, so make sure you call me tomorrow for that gift I got for you.
I will. Thank you.
And he'll be coming to get my box. This one right here. He'll be coming to get my box.
But I got to give exclusive to Crystal.
No, ain't no douche up in there.
I don't know where he be getting that.
Ain't nobody gonna be douching around here. Okay.
You know, so definitely thank you, Crystal, again for coming in.
Hey, positive vibes say you next. Most definitely.
No, he's also a life coach as well. His name is Lewis. He's a life coach. Anthony, I'll call you. We'll talk. He's like his own clothing line as well. He designs.
We gonna pay for you to go to Legacy. He need a life coach. Positive vibes. Can you do something with him?
I'm good.
Can you do something with him? Because my prayers don't go no higher than the ceiling. It really depends on the bid you have. Certain ones require certain things.
Yeah.
That's
you gotta get with somebody. Yeah. Some business.
But I've been saying that the whole night. It's like y'all been overlooking that period. That's true. You need somebody who knows more than you to get you there.
Look at that.
Positive vibe, you don't got me.
I'm gonna have to figure it out. 24 positive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We definitely all this month we're doing black business owners. So come on.
Get my phone number from Crystal. Yeah, we need you on the show. This whole month we're supporting uplifting black businesses for the month of February. Also, I forgot to tell you guys. It's a mess. I've got to tell you guys what we're doing for the month of May is we're doing some dedication to all the mothers. So I need mothers and children. What we're doing, do a 5-minute video where your child is telling why you're such a special mom, and we should be on our show. Do a 5-minute video, and you're going to email it to me at TheAnthonyBrownShow@gmail.com, and then your video will be featured during the month of May on various shows in the month of May. We're also doing the same thing for the month of June for Father's Day month. So we need a 5-minute or less video. Your child telling why you're such a great dad. Either you can do it by himself or you can do it with you in the video, preferably with you in the video, and tell him why you're such a great daddy, or you, him, with a picture of you, or you, him, and you together. Tell him why you're such a great dad, and email it to me at TheAnthonyBrownShow@gmail.com. And during the month of June, we're going to feature all the fathers. So we need some great mothers in May and some great fathers in June.
Awesome.
For Positive Vibes, I need you on the show for February. And I got right now I got February 19th available. So let me know.
We have a party to go to on the 19th, but we'll talk about it. Look.
On the 19th, you had a party?
We had.
I'm sorry, I see that answer form and everything. He's busy.
He busy. we'll talk about it.
Okay, thank you for being here with us. We're gonna
try to get a ducking booth where y'all throw stuff and throw legacy in the water.
Ready.
Me too, girl. We're gonna do an A.T.L fundraiser, and we want all y'all to come out when we do it. But we definitely gonna have a dunking booth.
We're gonna put you in the dunking booth. So when you hit the water, you're
I'm gonna be at the kissing booth. I'm gonna be at the kissing booth. You gonna be in the dunking booth.
Crystal, she's gonna be first in line.
You're gonna be
legacy.
Be first in line.
Exactly. How many miles you need?
All right. Thank you. Come on.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Come on, always have the right words to say.
Let me tell you, Kamal, this Saturday we went to a place, they had it decked out. They say they do weddings, parties, special events. When I tell you, that person didn't even show up. And that was a business, the whole building.
Mm-hmm.
Black folks, you gotta show up. A nice little business place.
So his own business, own establishment, he didn't show up.
So if my wedding was planned out, everybody would have been standing out there with me. He would have seen my dress before I went down the aisle.
Okay.
Just standing there. So he had a nice little spot. He just didn't show up.
I have another commercial here. Hold on.
One of the best parts of life is when you can admit the truth to yourself about yourself. Cyberspace is a world where one can become something he isn't, but everything he dares to be. I wasn't interested in getting attached to anyone, and I knew I wouldn't take anyone I met online seriously. I had multiple screen names to increase my chances of meeting someone attractive. The majority of the profiles noted HIV negative under status, but I knew better from the work I had done in the HIV community. I knew 1 out of 3 black gay men was positive. The messages I found in my inbox validated me in my depression. In some strange way, they reinforced that I was worthy and deserving. My days consisted of waking up and logging on to see how many messages had accrued overnight. Months passed before I got honest with my therapist about what was happening with me. And before I knew it, I heard myself say, I've been having sex with people I meet online. To listen to more of Words Never Spoken in Memoir, visit audible.com.
If you don't know T.S. Madison,
the internet queen and icon.
Get ready.
Yes!
She's not just chasing superstardom.
I want to have my own version of the talk, the real, the view.
She demands it.
You better build a whole entire empire out of this.
And with her bestie Tiffany on board.
Tiffany, you look so beautiful this morning. Your tatas are sitting so high.
This journey's gonna be a trip.
I just got a shiver in my back and it ain't a man.
The T.S. Madison Experience premieres Thursday, March 4th on WeTV.
Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. TeAma Copeland is your independent paparazzi agent. Join her live online Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join her on Facebook at TeAma Sweetness Copeland, or her fan page, Just in Time Accessories, or you can find her on YouTube at Teama Herice. That once again is Just in Time Accessories. Everything is only $5, nickel and lead-free jewelry. TeAma Copeland, independent paparazzi agent. Just in Time Accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. Check her out.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
And I like to you. How your little short ass had a whole game plan for your business. It sounded good to me. It sounded good to him. Sounded good to Miss Millie. Now, how you gonna put a white face on your thing? But don't worry about it. I'll be the Palm Beach. Don't even worry about it.
What is a white face of somebody who knows?
Listen, it's so many businesses that are owned by black people that are, one, financed by white, or their business or other nationalities as partners. They're called silent partners. So let's not think or let's not act as if this doesn't happen. And my company, I don't knock nobody. But if I want to, because I not only just touch the vast majority of my black community, I also want white coins too. Because just like Tony said earlier, when his white friends come in and purchase, they don't try to purchase at half price. They purchase at full price. So I want to be able to have the dynamic to where I can draw money from around the whole board and not just the black community.
You can have dominantly a whole black cast and still have white customers. Like your business could be like just all black and you still have white customers.
Nobody says that. What I'm saying is, if I want it to be very partial to where I have a vast majority of whites, Asians, blacks flowing through my business, sometimes I may have to do something that allows them, because the vast majority, I live in West Palm Beach, in Riviera Beach, the vast majority of white people that comes in the inner circle and spend money in Riviera Beach and this side of West Palm Beach is slim to none. At nighttime, if you run a business and you're white and you come into the city of Riviera Beach police pulls your ass over because they don't feel like you have a reason to be in this black community at this time of night. I see it every day.
For me, myself.
And it happens the same way when you go over there to Wellington, driving in the wrong stuff, and they look like makes you look suspicious. They pull your ass over.
Because you're black in the white neighborhood.
So,
after hours.
Exactly. It happens around the board. So guess what? If I have a business and I just want it to be diverse, I know what to do and I know the location. Let me show you a prime example. When I went to get that building that I was telling y'all about, right? Let me tell you what happened.
In Rivera?
Before you can, hold on, it was in Rivera. This was in 2010, 2011, maybe 2012, before my daughter was born. And when I went to talk, the lady who owned this building, everybody knows her children. I can't think of the name. The Parson boys, their mother, owned the building. And I went and met with this nice lady, and she told me what she wanted me to pay her to rent the building from her. But after I went and did everything I did, this is before I turned in my business plan to the bank. I had to go to City Hall to also do an application to get it approved for me to make that what I wanted to make it. First, they told me I needed to pay $4,000. This is the application fee, $4,000. And then I asked them, I said, so if I give you this $4,000, this allows me to go before the committee. And then they vote on if I can use that building for that, because I was turning it into a rooming house. And the application for $4,000 was to be put out there. That's to be able to go before the committee and for them to say yay or nay. So I asked them, if I give you these $4,000, all of that better be yeah. All of it better be yeah. Because I can't get that $4,000 back if they tell me no. That was the application fee. Cool. Because I want this building, that's what I want. But guess what they had to turn around and tell me? Do you know that if you put this, you know that you're in a drug-related area? I asked the commissioner, I say, the city manager, I say, tell me where in Riviera Beach is not a drug-related area. So even though the building where I wanted it to be, and there's no drugs being sold on the street, they wanted me to pay a fee to turn that building into a commercial building. As long as it was a women battered shelter, it was not considered to be a commercial building. But as long as I wanted to make money from it, it became commercial, and they wanted me to pay a $4,000 fee. That was after. That was on top of me paying, me asking for the loan. So it's not like I'm telling you, but I guarantee you right now, you can go down to that building. I'll show you when you come to Riviera Beach, TeAma. That building is occupied right now by 2 white businessmen that runs that building, and they don't do nothing. All they got is that building there, the way that they keep and store. They work stuff in all the rooms. But it was okay for them to get it, but it wasn't okay for me to get it. So, I mean, and we talking about a black city council now that is right there and fully available. They had my business plan and everything. So they seen the same thing that building, the way that I had it set up, I was going to make at least $130,000 a year. That was a no-go. A year. So the location of what you're trying to do, if I would have went about it the other way, because
I would have never picked Rivera for a location. Even when Tony did his things in Rivera, Tony, how many guns did I come up with on my person just to your event at the Imperial?
The problem, I think, TeAma, the reason why he chose Rivera is because the building was already an existing building. So it was already what he needed. He didn't have to build a building. I think that's what.
No, that's what I get. That even like in better locations, you could find a whole building. Like my mom's place was on Northwood. When they came time to get the building, do everything, go down, get the her
permit,
EIN number and everything, her permit, all of that. We had to put in the newspaper for 30 days, her thrift store name and all of that. They was like, Bill, you can. That's why I'm like. It wasn't that hard, and it's not the first business. It's like the 4th business. So I'm like, I didn't know what. It was never hard for me, but they did you that. But I'm like in Rivera, I don't really play with Rivera like that. I'm from West Palm, so they always had a beat, and I'd be like, oh yeah.
I ain't from neither one.
Let me tell you, I don't know.
Georgia,
but for them to have that one little line that divide them, Rivera used to come do drive-by shootings in West Palm. West Palm used to go do it in them. And Tony had me directly at the Imperial. So I had a 22 and a 380 in my titties. What you want to do? Because as soon as it pop out, we popping. I lost 2 cousins at the Imperial, and I'm up there with him with oil.
Okay.
But did anything pop out?
As soon as it was over, we was going like this. I know the old Imperial, not the new one. So that's my disclaimer. I know the old Rivera.
Okay, but I'm gonna say this. That's another thing that's our problem too. What used to be going on 20 years ago, the beef and the battle and the war that been going on, are we gonna continue to hold that accountable? Or hold this community accountable for something that took place 10, 15 years ago? That's how long. Right now, it hasn't been in the last 5, 6 years. It hasn't been a Rivera Beach, Cameron, West Palm Beach murder like that in almost 7, 8 years. Is the way it's been like that.
You know what? Listen, the one that was killed at the Imperial, that was a full Jehovah's Witness in a suit. And they would shoot. Rivera would shoot with Rivera. That's why I'm like, I didn't like being up.
Yeah. But let me ask you a question.
He wasn't shooting nobody. He was shooting the Bible.
Let me ask you a question. What if you was at Kingdom Hall that some shooting took place? How would you feel about Kingdom Hall? What if you was at church and a drive-by? Would you stop going to church?
Listen, I'm gonna feel the way I feel about it. I don't go to it. So I'm gonna feel like I always been from a little girl. My mama tell you that girl wasn't with it.
But let's not downgrade it because it's not as bad as you make it seem.
You're not listening. I say I lost 2 cousins at the Imperial, not around the Imperial, on that parking lot. 2 of my blood relatives was left there dead. One of them was one. He lived by the store. He died by the store. The other one, he was serving God. So They running neck and neck.
You.
Yeah, but listen, I'm more comfortable in West Palm because that's where I was raised my whole life. I ain't never do nothing in Rivera. Absolutely nothing. Didn't go to school there. Didn't have friends from there.
Well, how many people you know, since you came from West Palm, how many people you know that were friends of yours or associates of yours died in West Palm?
A lot of them, but not nowhere that I would be.
But you still go, don't you?
They were, I never go on Cameron. I caught my first murder charge just being stuck at a train track. Because I was at a train track and a crackhead was attacking me. I defended myself. They still put my ass in jail. 1st degree murder. Look it up. My name is the only name like that.
But I'm not talking about that, TeAma.
Listen, what we're talking about is certain places that I know certain things happen, I make it my business not to be there. The Imperial has been known for bodies to drop there. So no, I would not willingly just be like, okay, I want to go to this event at the Imperial. No, just like I wouldn't go to a block party on Cameron. No, I'm too grown and too smart to know. Okay, that's not the most best area.
I mean, I don't blame you for that, but I can go anywhere. No, I can go anywhere.
Yeah, cause look, you from there, you rock
go anywhere.
So you say Legacy?
First thing, are you Legacy the Great or you Legacy Wonderful? Let me give you an easy one to figure out. Which one are you?
Somebody asked me to post that tonight, so I made sure that I got it posted.
Which one of your?
I cannot stand this man. I cannot stand this man.
I don't know what you're talking about, Tony. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know the relapse.
But no, that's my thing. Like off of Old Avenue. The best mechanic, Peter, is from Rivera. I go to his mama house because I know for a fact you ain't shooting over there.
Johnny is from West Palm Beach.
I ain't saying you, but if anybody knows Peter, the mobile mechanic, his mama been on his whole life.
In the description. It's always in the description.
Trying to get on.
Tony.
I'll text you that.
Tony.
Yes.
I'm on fire.
Huh? You got 5 minutes?
I'm on 5.
5%. You know,
5%.
You know that phone been buzzing all day, cousin. We have a 30% window by the time he get done at nighttime. You know he do us all wrong.
We're gonna bring the show to the end.
We've been rolling about 2 minutes. 2 hours.
Yeah. We gotta bring it to a close since we've been on for 2 hours. We try to hit 2 hours, but we had 2 hours and 8 minutes. So definitely we're gonna try.
It was a good show. Always to get on Legacy. Always.
Definitely. So
hey, baby, I shunama.
So on that note, good night, everybody.
My nigga 2 for the GOAT, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around the neck. Say what? A.T.L show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L show coming live, speak about the world. Know that we is still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.
My nigga 2 for the GOAT, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around the neck. Say what? A.T.L show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L A.T.L show, coming live, speak about the world. Know that we is still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.